The internet has always loved a good mystery, but some theories go way beyond reality. Some of them turn out to be true, and the truth is sometimes horrific beyond all comprehension.
When I came over here, I was in my mid-20s.
Right.
The first time I really came over here. You know, I had a whole bunch of weird paranoid suspicions about what the hell was going on because there was a lot of stuff I couldn't understand.
Right.
And nobody was really bothering to explain it to me.
They don't.
And and I formed a bunch of opinions about the town and about the people in it that were like, surely that couldn't be, because a whole place can't be like, you know, Weird Town, you know, where the stranger wanders in and all the people are in the bar and they all shut up when he looks at them and they tell you don't go to the house on the hill, and it's like that. And then you go away and you think, no, I was wrong. I mean, that's insane thinking. I'm paranoid. I imagined that stuff.
People are now revisiting an old Mel Gibson interview where he talks about Hollywood being a weird town and people not acting like they always did. The details in people's appearances and behaviors changing ever so slightly, almost like they'd been replaced by an imperfect double. Unsurprisingly enough, the only other person speaking out about cloning in Hollywood is Katt Williams.
You know, there was this homunculus thing.
Like a genetically engineered human?
Life form.
Creature.
Right.
Whoa.
And so, you know, it's spoken of in history very sparingly. But, you know, a lot of things in the world are about perception, you know?
Yeah.
So we don't believe that there's clones. We don't believe that because we don't feel like we have the technology. But the truth is, if you go body part to body part, you'll go, what if I lost 2 legs? Well, we can give you 2 legs. Well, what about 2 arms? I can give you 2 arms. Okay, well, what about the heart? Yeah, no problem. What about the, like, we're already...
Yeah.
There's this long-running belief online that some of the biggest stars in the world didn't just change, they were replaced. People claim these celebrities either disappeared, died under strange circumstances, or were taken out of the spotlight, and then secretly swapped with clones, doubles, or lookalikes to keep the money flowing and the secrets hidden.
Look.
And then they'll make cloning legal, because then you'll never have to worry. Hey, Katt, you need a new heart? Guess what?
This is the same pathway that everybody is on in all of these departments. That's why I can speak with impunity about the Illuminati, because I know who you would have to be in order for what I'm saying to bother you, number one.
Right.
Number 2, I know your big secret. I know that you're not the Illuminati, I am. So you can't be illuminated. You're too dark.
It sounds like something straight out of a movie, but somehow the theory just won't die. Every time a celebrity looks a little different, maybe they aged, lost weight, got surgery, or even just changed their hairstyle, the internet goes into detective mode. Fans start comparing old photos to new ones, breaking down interviews, even listening to songs backward, looking for clues. And recently, all eyes turned to Jim Carrey. When he showed up at the Caesar Awards in Paris, people immediately started whispering. Something looked off, they said. His face, his energy, the way he carried himself. It didn't match the Jim Carrey they remembered.
The whole Jim Carrey thing that's blowing up right now?
Yeah.
1000%.
Oh, yeah.
It's not Jim Carrey.
I knew it.
First off, he would have came out and said something already.
Yeah.
Has not. Why?
We don't know where he went.
He's the one that did this, right? Jim Carrey, from years and years ago, he's always been trying to expose the Illuminati.
Facts.
He did it on Jimmy Kimmel.
I know. He's like, if my beard's chopped off, then that's how you know it's not me.
If I ever shave my face again, you'll know.
Because the world's going to end in 2026.
I don't exist. I played the guy that was free from concern so that people who watched me would be free from concern.
And look at him in the big shave.
Jim Carrey's the one that makes like the weird faces, right? So why would he ever get his Botox to ruin that? Because he really has $1 billion face if you bag it. Yeah, because his expressions comes
like,
from it.
Yeah.
You want to do that? You want to do that, bro? I know you want to do that.
I know you see it. You went from like brown eyes to like green. So it's and I was like, what could a reptile have? Green eyes.
Jim Carrey right now, he looks a lot like this actor that passed away, I think literally last year. Okay. His name is Val Kilmer. He was in Top Gun.
Oh,
Does he not look like...
I have seen that.
Right?
Never mind. Yup.
He looks a bit like the new Jim Carrey.
No, I'm telling you.
Look. Bro.
Oh, that's Jim. That's Jim.
Bro.
That's Jim.
And just like that, the clone rumors came back stronger than ever. But he's not the only one caught in the storm. Take Kanye West. After a series of public controversies and unpredictable moments, people began to question everything about him. Then things got even crazier when Kristen Cavallari claimed on her podcast that Kanye might have been replaced by a clone. According to her, powerful groups stepped in and swapped him out.
Well, Kristen Cavallari, renowned hip-hop critic, is weighing in on Kanye West. This just seems bizarre, especially because the way she's not actually, I guess she is sort of waxing, she's remembering the good old days with Kanye. And she seems to think that the Kanye we're seeing now is not the same Kanye. I don't mean that.
Like literally a different person.
She's talking clones. Why? We'll get into that, but here is her theory.
Kanye is a clone. I wholeheartedly believe what I'm about to say. I think there are clones, and I'm gonna tell you why. Remember, he was really talking a lot. The cabal didn't like that, you know? The Illuminati, the cabal, they did not like how much he was saying. He was calling a lot of people out, and he said, if I go away and I come back and I look different, that is not me.
If I ever went anywhere, we'd know why.
What happened? He was gone for a little while.
No, hold on. Because he wanted to gain weight. I would do that too. I'm going to do that next summer.
Look at him. Compare old photos of him. It's not the same person. It's not. Don't cancel me, Hollywood.
I don't know if Hollywood's going to cancel her, but you know who did cancel her, which I'm sure actually feeds into Kristen's conspiracy theory?
Who?
TikTok. That clip from her podcast she posted it on TikTok, and they took it down. In fact, did they shut down her whole page?
Then there's Avril Lavigne. Her case might be one of the most famous. Some fans believe she actually died back in the early 2000s and was replaced by someone named Melissa. And people really went deep with this one.
Probably heard the world's biggest conspiracy theory that Avril Lavigne is dead and was replaced, so here's the full tea on the rumor and what Avril has to say about it.
I'm totally a different person, but I'm not.
The theory goes that the real Avril Lavigne died in September 2003 by unaliving herself. Because she was depressed, anxious, she couldn't handle being the most famous person in the world at her age, and her grandfather just died, who was her everything. But after she died, her label wanted to capitalize off of the massive career she was building, so they replaced her with an actress who looks just like her, Melissa Vandella. Fans noticed her abrupt appearance change from 2003 to 2004 and started theorizing, saying that she was dressing different, her nose looks very different. The inner corner of her eye used to have a round slope and now it doesn't. Saying that the moles and freckles in her arms are now in different positions. Fans noticed that her height on Google changed suddenly. That her handwriting was different. That her signature was different. This eerie photo of Avril posing with the word Melissa on her hand as if she's sending a message. And the fact that Avril's best friend Evan suddenly stopped hanging out with her after 2004, then wrote a song called The Best Years of Our Lives where he said September took him by surprise and that they'll never be the same now. The way Avril sounds and sings were completely different.
I have like racks of clothing. They're all pretty frilly things, and I'm like, I think I'll wear what I have on right now, thank you.
Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
There's also Britney Spears. After everything she went through, public breakdowns, legal battles, and years under strict control, fans started saying she wasn't the same person anymore. Some believed she had been replaced by a double, others said something even more extreme. There is now belief that she has been replaced by AI completely.
You know I get a lot of flack for what I wear and what I say and what I don't say. But I'm not a little girl anymore. And I guess I do those things because the way I feel inside. And I also know that I'm a young lady and I have a lot to learn and a lot to experience. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that the way I feel right now inside, I feel so wonderful because I'm doing exactly what I love to do. And I'm experiencing all of my wildest dreams. And my advice to you is to never, ever lose your passion to dream. Please.
Hi. Hello. Hello. Your first dress, Mama. My first dress that fits me so nice. Yes. Are you jealous? You want the bed? Your bed's coming. Hi. Got your glasses on.
And while people online keep talking about cloning like it's some hidden secret, there are actually celebrities who've leaned into the idea themselves. One of the biggest examples is Kid Boo. Back in 2018, he straight up claimed he was a second-generation clone.
Where'd you grow up?
South Florida.
Okay. I guess you were born in Jersey?
Yeah. Originally, my first gen. I'm a second gen now. That's why you see the celebrity bursts say I'm born in Toronto, but that's false. My first gen was born in Jersey. However, I was cloned by CLONED in Canada. My model number is 0112568, if anyone wants to see the registration in CLONED.
Okay. So then you ended up in South Florida?
Yeah.
Okay. And what nationality are you?
Sicilian and Puerto Rican.
Okay. Sicilian and Puerto Rican. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that now.
Those are my
up.
two genomes.
Okay. So who's the Puerto Rican one? Who's the Sicilian one?
When I was cloned, they wiped a lot of memory, but when I stole the documents before escaping, I read that the mother was Puerto Rican and I guess the father, surrogate, you could say, was the sperm donor was the Sicilian.
Okay, so you're a test tube baby.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And I guess you have a fraternal twin.
Yeah.
Brother or sister?
Brother.
Okay. So you guys, fraternal twins, is different from identical twins. So do you guys look kind of similar or not really?
I don't think anyone looks as similar as me.
Okay. Okay. Are you guys real close?
Yeah, we're close. We're really close.
Okay. So, you were actually raised by a single mother?
Yeah, that's true. Our mom, single.
Where was your father around during that time?
I don't know. Like I said, a lot of the memories from CLONED were erased just so that way the new gen can move forward with whatever new programming was made.
Okay. And growing up in South Florida, was it kind of some rough neighborhoods that you were in?
Absolutely.
At first, a lot of people didn't take it seriously. It sounded more like a wild internet story than anything real. But then he went live on Instagram, and that's when things got weird. In the video, Kid Boo is sitting on a couch talking directly to fans. He says people didn't believe him about being cloned. Then he calls someone over to sit next to him. Another guy walks into the frame, and he looks almost exactly like him.
We live?
Yeah.
We top live yet though?
Nah.
Alright. I'm gonna wait till we get top live. Now I'm gonna expose myself. I'm tired, I wanna clarify everything. Right here, today, right now. So, I'll wait. Record your screens. If you hate Kid Boo, you definitely gonna wanna record your screens. If you doubt me, think I'm a liar, I'm gonna come clean today, and I'm gonna air everything out. I'm gonna tell you guys the truth. So, record your screens. Alright, so a lot of y'all are talking about the clone being fake and thought I was lying about being cloned. Yo, come over here. Sure you want me to do this? Yeah, that shit. What y'all gotta say now? You see him? We got the same tattoos, same hair, same genetic structure. Hey, look at my clone. Go ahead. What do you gotta say now? I mean, I'll wait all day. We gonna go live, bro. I mean, we gonna go viral. We gonna go real viral on this one. Everybody who doubted us. Legalize cloning. Cut the live.
Some people were shocked. Even Ski Mask the Slump God reacted, basically laughing in disbelief. But not everyone was convinced. A lot of fans quickly pointed out something much more simple, that Kid Buu might just have a twin. At the same time, Buu was already getting attention for his music and his online behavior. He had songs gaining traction, and he was known for posting unusual things, like a video where it looked like he was getting a microchip placed in his hand. So for some people, this just added to his image. For others, it made the cloning claims feel even less believable. But the thing is, he wasn't the only rapper tied to these kinds of rumors. Gucci Mane also got pulled into clone talk after he got out of prison in 2016. Fans noticed he looked healthier, different, more focused, and instead of just accepting that change, some people jumped straight to saying he had been replaced. Gucci actually responded in a joking way. He said he wouldn't confirm or deny being a clone, which only made the rumors spread even more. And then, there's maybe the biggest name yet, Selena Gomez. A viral theory on TikTok claimed that after her health issues in 2017, she was secretly replaced. The story says she had serious complications from lupus and her kidney transplant, and that a clone took her place to protect her image and career.
I want you to take a look at this and tell me if you see anything strange.
Kids' entertainment stuff made specifically for them, like even preschool shows, seem wildly imbalanced.
Sister, or we're in the car. Sometimes, like Who Says is one of the songs but I was 16, and that's more of a nostalgic feeling. But
That was Gina Davis, and people think she replaced Selena. But how is this happening? We've learned in the files that there is technology that literally can put one soul from one body and take it into another. We have heard this is their way of reincarnating, which is why many of these celebrities and politicians, you will see them look real similar throughout history in other bodies. Considering how different Selena not only looks, but how different she sounds, even her mannerisms, people are concerned. Do we still have the real Selena?
Now, wait a minute. Espérate un momento, porque, no fui yo la que dije eso. Yo he estado diciendo esto para cuánto tiempo, pero yo era la loca. Was I not the one that has been saying this for the longest time, but I was the crazy one? Now, I didn't say Gina Davis. I actually said Chrissy Teigen, maybe some other, like a Jenner or a Kardashian in some other photos. Yes, she is giving Gina Davis a lot in some clips, and all of you came to me swarming with the Gina Davis theory, and now it is all over the internet. I have been asked, how do you feel knowing that you came up with this theory and it is all over the internet? And it is all over the internet now because apparently the files talk about Selena Gomez and the cloning and the transferring of consciousness, everything that I have been talking about since 2022. Now, while there have been other creators talking about these theories as well and talking about the transferring of consciousness and talking about masks or clones or duplicates or AI or whatever the case may be, I believe 100% that there was nobody before me talking about Selena being cloned. I never heard anybody talking about Selena and Justin having a baby and giving it up for the industry. Okay, I did not hear about that stuff until it came from my mouth, and I told the world and I put it on the internet, and then all of a sudden the files came out, and then all of a sudden now it is not even just a nationwide theory, it is a global theory. Just like when I said that Britney is AI.
It also brought up Justin Bieber. Some users claimed his angel tattoo from 2013 wasn't about love, but actually a tribute. The theories really intensified after a screenshot allegedly linked to convicted offender Jeffrey Epstein contained a brief line reading, "Decided about Selena." However, the screenshot has not been authenticated, lacks context or a confirmed date, and does not specify which Selena is being referenced. This has led a lot of people to connect what has purportedly happened to Selena to what Epstein was secretly trying to achieve. Reports said Epstein had been shown plans related to something called designer babies. This came from emails linked to Bitcoin developer Brian Bishop, going back to 2018. According to those messages, Bishop was looking for funding for a project focused on changing human genetics. The idea was to give parents the ability to choose certain traits that could be passed down to their children.
The internet continues to uncover more shocking files released
by the DOJ. In this one, a man that goes by the name of Brian Bishop sent an email to Epstein that reads, "Attached is the doc you requested. It's the use of funds spreadsheet for the designer baby and human cloning company." This gets us out of our self-funded garage biology phase to the first live birth of a human designer baby and possibly a human clone within 5 years. Another email in the files, allegedly sent from Jeffrey Epstein to a man named Barnaby Marshy, reads, "Should we build a mind reader? It would use de-encryption, new understandings of the brain. Should we do a project on tissue regeneration?" And in parentheses it says cloning. This gives the public a peek into what Epstein was possibly interested in outside the world of finance.
Instead of directly editing embryos, the plan was to change sperm-producing cells using gene therapy. The goal was still the same: affect traits before a child is even born. Later on, experts described these kinds of ideas as unproven and ethically questionable. As the emails continued, Bishop mentioned his team was working on an even more advanced method. This version was described as being closer to cloning and wouldn't require direct procedures on the father. There are also claims that Epstein and Bishop may have met in person to talk about these ideas, though it's not clear how far anything actually went.
The more we unpack this Epstein thing, the more horrible it is. Develops super race of humans with his DEA. Registered sex offender hoped to seed human race with his DNA by impregnating 20 women at a time, the New York Times reports. The more I go into this, man, I've done several videos on this now. I did a video, I talked with a child crimes investigator, which is an important video. I would please watch that. I talked about Ghislaine Maxwell and her history. We know there's numerous connections with Trump with this guy, the Clintons, all these powerful people. It's more sinister than that. It's children and wanting to create some insane mass. I mean, this is sick, evil. The ruling class is insane and they're awful. This is what this really is. This is showing the pure evil of these people. They're pure evil. They're not just like, wow, they're industrialists that are a little greedy. No, this is horrible. One of the things Jeffrey did was he would find powerful people. Oh, come over to my home. I'm having a big party. And then, someone would come up, a butler would come up and go, "Would you like a massage from a beautiful young woman?" And if the guy goes, "Yeah," she would be underage. They would videotape it. She would perform some acts, and then Epstein would use that as leverage. That's classic. That's what he did. Jeffrey Epstein planned to develop an improved super race of humans using genetic engineering and artificial intelligence, according to the New York Times. So this gets crazy. This gets crazy. And it's a very lengthy article. It's in the show notes. Please read through the whole thing. He hosted buffet lunches at Harvard's program for evolutionary dynamics, which he helped start with a $6.5 million donation. Do you see how this works?
The report also explained how he tried to surround himself with scientists and researchers, giving him access to discussions around genetics, eugenics, and other controversial areas like cryonics. Some reports even claimed he had unusual personal ideas about preserving parts of his body after death.
He used the same tactics to insinuate himself into an elite scientific community, right? How he got into the scientific community is he used the same tactics to get into the scientific community that he did into the business and the political world. Bought himself in, had big parties, I'm sure we're gonna find out some of these professors or scientists participated in the rape of children. But he wanted to do it because he wanted to do science, allowing him to pursue his interests in eugenics and other fringe fields like cryonics. He attracted a glittering array of prominent scientists: Murray Glenn man who discovered the quark, the theoretical physicist and best-selling author Stephen Hawking, paleontologist and evolutionary biologist Stephen Jay Gould, the neurologist and best-selling author George Church, a molecular engineer who has worked to identify genes that could be altered to create superior humans, and the MIT theoretical physicist Frank and a Nobel laureate. Now I want to make this clear. All these names attended gatherings hosted by Epstein occurred before his 2008 conviction. So I'm not throwing these names out there as saying all these people are guilty. I'm saying these are their fields of study showing that he wanted to create some weird super race. So he got all these people, right? Molecular engineer, identifying genes that could be altered to create superior humans. So he found these people that are working in these fields, and I'm not claiming to know the intentions of these scientists or whatever, but let's say they're all, just for argument's sake, they're all just doing research as scientists do, and they're not doing it for any sort of nefarious, crazy reasons. But Epstein, we know, is evil. We know he's evil.
You were certainly right about that, Graham. And so seemingly we're both Katt Williams and Mel Gibson. Do you think there's anything they've said in the past that people have missed? Let us know in the comments below.